Okay, here's a real British classic, fish pie, but just done my way with a few little changes on the way. Okay, so first thing we got there, Sam, we got a few frozen peas in there with a bit of butter, a little bit of salt, and this will all make sense in a minute. We'll start with those for the time being. Okay, it's very simple. We're not going to make this complicated. We're going to make a nice, simple fish pie. I think a fish pie needs lovely fish in a creamy sauce. I like to put the peas in there as well, and that's really important because I like the sweetness, I like the texture. So in here we're going to have milk, and this is the base of the sauce for us. Into this pan we're going to add our fish, and the reason we're doing that now, so I've got some nice cod loin like that, nice big cod loin. You can use cod tail, cheaper bits of fish, not a problem. I've just got cod loin hanging around here in the restaurant, as you do, lucky me. I'm going to add some smoked haddock. I think the smoked haddock's really important, undyed, so you don't have all that sort of nastiness in there. So nice undyed smoked haddock into there. Cod in there as well, in the milk. And we're basically infusing this milk so we can use the milk to make a lovely bechamel and get extra flavour into the sauce as well. I've got some semi-smoked salmon here. You could just use normal salmon, but I like the semi-smoked because it adds a real another depth in there. I like the smokiness in a fish pie. So a bit of salmon, bit of cod, bit of haddock, and then after that it's really just going to be a few prawns, a few shrimps, and a bit of cockles in there. The other thing with fish pie is classically there's egg in there, chopped egg, whole egg, things like that. I don't know. Maybe if I can get some, if I've got quail eggs downstairs, we'll put a couple of quail eggs in it. It'd be quite nice, but not that fuss pie. Okay, we've got some fresh mint here. Fresh mint into those peas, frozen peas. I love frozen peas. They are a great product and I use them all the time. So all we need to do is just put that lovely fresh mint through the peas. That can then go into our dish like so. And I'm just going to get my trusty helper just to crush those with a fork. Just smash them down a little bit with a fork so they've got more of a sticky base from which to lay my fish on top. So we'll come back to that in a sec. Back to our fish. So again, a recap, that's the cod, smoked haddock, smoked semi-smoked salmon, or smoked salmon, or fresh salmon, whatever you like. A couple of bay leaves in there, bit of fresh thyme, sort of perfume that lovely milk really nicely. We're going to go with some nice black pepper. I'm going to go with some salt in there as well. Even though that fish is seasoned, this is our end sauce, this liquid, so it's really important that we get as much flavour in there as possible. Just bring that up to a simmer. You don't want to cook this all the way through, you just want to set the fish. That's all it is. If you don't do this and you add the fish raw to fish pie, what happens is the fish cooks and it bleeds out and makes a wet, sloppy fish pie. No one likes a sloppy fish pie. This is not new. Let me show you something. Look, I wrote this book 14 years ago. I wrote this book, right? Ultimate fish pie. Ultimate. Wow. There you go. Look. See that? Peas. Mash, fish, cockles. I've never changed it. I've always done it like that. Beautiful. Shame you can't buy that book anymore. Good book, that. Our lovely milk has come to a simmer, so that's now going to come off, right? And rest. On there is going a new pan. So that's going to rest now. That fish, we just literally to a simmer and then off. Let it rest. Very important. Milk's now infused. Fish is now set. New pan on. Some butter in there because we need to make a roux. So in goes that. Like any roux, we need to melt that butter down nicely. And then we go in with equal quantities of flour. And again, that's sort of thickening up our sauce, right? So we're creating a lovely roux, using the milk to create the roux, to make the lovely bechamel sauce, if you like. And that's going to be the fundamental foundation for our sauce. All right, so a little bit of salt in there now. Melt all that down. We just need to cook out that flour just for a minute or two. All right, and then that's looking good. Melt the butter, start to fry that butter, cook that flour out. All right, at this point, I'm now going to switch over to a whisk, and I'm going to use a ladle, and in is going to go our milk. All right, very simple. Let's not complicate this. In, use a whisk, turn it right down to minimum, so we're not going to burn anything. If you use a really good pan like this, you won't burn. So that's really important. In that goes. We can get some milk, make a nice thick soup sauce. And it's just going to be a case of popping all the fish back in. See what I do need, Rosie, there isn't enough of, is chopped dill. That'd be perfect now. You can just make me some chopped dill, that'd be great. We'll ask the boys, they might have some downstairs. Actually, if you ask downstairs, they might have some. Just go and steal the hot lard of mise en place, they'll love you for that. Look, use a whisk, I can make this super smooth, look, before I go adding more milk. So I'm not stressed about any lumps being in there. If you just use a whisk, get that moving. All right, nice and thick. I mean, basically now, that's thick and it's cooking out because the heat's on slow, and we're gonna start to add back the milk. Very simple. I think it will be a good moment to say that the recipe for this will be in the link below, but there is a slight blip here. So there's two things. Adam, who is my trusty exec sous that sorts everything out behind the scenes. He's the guy that makes all this happen, which is why young Rose is here today. He has had a baby, so I want to put out a huge congratulations to Adam and to Liv on the birth of their new baby, and it's such a beautiful thing for another Trinity baby arrives, so that's a beautiful thing. Young Madeline is in the world, so I thought it'd be nice to congratulate Adam and also manage your expectations on the slickness of this video, because it will all be slightly less slick because of the lack of Adam, but he's at home caring for his new baby. No, well, I mean, that sounded like a diss on you, but it wasn't. Okay, Sam, have a look at this here. This is nice and thick now. Pull this off. Induction off. Sauce ready to go. Right, let's make this nice and simple. So what we're going to do now, in goes all this lovely fish. Just take off the skin. You don't want the skin, so just take that. And there'll be no bones in this, so we don't worry about that. Take off the skin of the haddock. Look at that lovely haddock. I love smoked haddock. No bones, no skin, no junk in there. Just nice. I love smoked haddock. Have it for breakfast. It's one of my favourite things to eat for breakfast. It's a really good. This is from Moxon's, my friend at Moxon's. So I love that smoked haddock. Skin, there's that cod, look, barely cooked cod. That's all good because it's going to cook again in the oven, don't forget, yeah? It's going back in, so that's fine. So it's still going to have some texture. And goes the cod. Yeah. No Bailey's, a bit chewy. More of that lovely salmon in there. I don't eat it very often. I don't necessarily trust it. It's one of those dishes that I need to know who's cooked it. If you don't make a fish pie with love and care and a real sense of intention, I think it can be one of those real throwaway things that people just pull together and doesn't have the love. And I worry about that quite a lot. It's probably a me problem. Okay, we've got some prawns here. Put that back there a second. Lose that. Rose, lose that for me. All right, and what we've got here, we've got some lovely prawns that we've defrosted and taken the veins out of. We're just going to fold those through. I'm not going to go eggs. Controversial, Sam. A lot of people put eggs in fish pie. I do not. I don't mind it in there. If I was going to make my ultimate fish pie that would be perfect for me, no eggs. But you know, I'm not against it. I still eat it with eggs in it. Prawns going raw, they're not going to bleed out hugely, so I'm not worried about those. This is a nice place to use your spring onion tops that you perhaps don't normally use. They add, you're sort of putting chopped chives in there on speed. You know, you're sort of This is your chives plus. And that goes in there for a nice bit of greenery, really lovely. Also goes in there some chopped dill. I think that's really important. So that's chopped dill, chopped spring onions got in there. This is a little bit of chopped parsley, roughly chopped parsley. Because I'm quite bougie, I'm also going to add a few of these lovely brown shrimps that I love. Morecambe-based shrimps, and put a few of those in there. Not too many because they are super expensive. But maybe a couple. All right, and then all we're going to do now is give that a really good mix together. Look at that. We don't want to smash it all up, we're just folding, right? I'm not trying to smash this thing up. Folding. I think the key here as well, plenty of sauce as well. Plenty of sauce. And that, remember, that sauce is super infused with all that smoked fish. And this is the easiest way to make a fish pie. Big chunky bits of fish, really important. So that you've got texture throughout the dish. So when you're eating it, you know what you're eating. You're not just getting mush, that would be horrible. That's why I think that is very important. I have to keep telling you why it's important now, don't I? It's very important. It's all very important. Sam, there's my pan. Very important. It's not really. Right, in to the top of the peas goes the fish. All that needs now is some lovely mashed potato. Look at that. How easy was that? That was in real time as well. So I hold that like that, and then we're just going to get some mashed potato on top. So there we go. There's my fish pie. Peas on the bottom, remember. We've got our lovely mix there, keeping it nice and simple. Spring onions bringing stuff in there. Peas bringing the sweetness. This here is pomme duchesse. So it's like mashed potato. Not that one you all loved when I made mashed potato. This is mashed potato with egg yolks in it and a little bit of parmesan, just to bring that nice, rich and coloration that goes in the oven as well. So what we're going to do now is just pipe that. Can I get there? That would be really nice if I could get that to work, because okay, what we're going to do now, push that in like that. I like to put some nice cockles on the top. They open up as you cook them, they bleed through, and they give us a really nice finish on the fish pie. These are cockles. I've also checked these cockles are not gritty, because sometimes they can be. That's a big mother one there. We put that in the middle. I've also checked. I've opened these and made sure they're not gritty, because sometimes they're really gritty. You have to be quite careful.
Have you done anything with these, like washed them?
Yeah, I've just washed these for about 20 minutes under running water. And then pop them on top like that.
Would it work with a mussel, chef?
Yeah, we do them with mussels at Bistro at the moment when we can't get cockles. So that's absolutely fine. You can use clams, less so, because clams are just a bit smaller. They cook a bit quick. Easy. All right, that's enough on there. So there's my fish pie ready for the oven. Done in under 20 minutes. Straight in, nice oven, preset to 190 degrees. And it just wants about 20 minutes in there. Fish pie on the go. Right, Mr. Fish Pie, that's had 35 minutes in the oven. Oh, look at that guy. I mean, the cockles do overcook a little bit, but that is a thing of beauty. And, you know, it doesn't take long. It takes 30 minutes if you cook it properly. Very simple to do, actually. It's about setting that fish beforehand so it doesn't get wet in there. A bit of spring onions, adding a bit of egg yolk to the mashed potatoes, a little bit of garnish on top for a bit of exuberance, and then just making sure that sauce is utterly delicious. Bit of dill, that's really important. And don't forget the sweet peas. I love a frozen pea. A couple of those there, like so, on the side, and let's go like this. That is a delicious thing. That is a delicious fish pie. So I guess it's almost like a lazy fish pie, because I would always have peas on the side of a fish pie, always. But this is just a kind of a way of having the peas already in there. It just saves a bit of time, a bit lazy. Lazy, but bloody delicious. Love a fish pie, when I make it.
Baked beans with a fish pie, chef?
Baked beans with a fish pie. Not in a million years. They are, obviously they're overcooked because they've cooked longer than the fish pie. But they are utterly delicious. They're like fried cockles. So I used to do a dish with fried cockles. It reminds me of those quite a lot. There you go. Mega fish pie.